So guys, this show though, I mean seriously, this show, like the lies, the deceit, it's so delicious. Let's just start with our flash forward scene. I mean, guys, this is just such a good show. I'm like freaking out. I can't contain the excitement for this show. So we start with that flash forward scene. We get just a little snippet this time, but that's fine because, hey, we find out that Asher's actually somehow involved this time, and Bonnie's involved, and he's looking all nervous, and they're trying to flee the scene. So what is up with that? I think Asher's probably a pretty good guy, and now he's getting all corrupted into all of this, but we knew it was only a matter of time. We don't get our side story this week, and I kind of miss that because I like those side cases. But Asher is getting ready in our present day to testify, to basically become an informant against Annalise, to give a lot of false information because what he believes that she killed Sam and a bunch of other stuff that he's just kind of imagined and tried to piece together, but it's not true. So he's getting ready to do this, but in his mind, he's having that conversation again with Bonnie, and Bonnie's like, you know, I had to kill Sam because he was trying to rape me, and it was just terrible. And Bonnie, the woman who plays her, is one heck of an actress because the waterworks in this episode was amazing. She's so freaking convincing, and she's lying her face off there to Asher, but he starts to feel really bad, and he like bolts and leaves the courtroom because he can't go through with it. But not so quick because he's not going to give up on this just yet. So Bonnie tells Annalise that everything's basically falling apart, and to be honest, Annalise is furious, which I'm not surprised because she was already mad with Bonnie because Bonnie killed Rebecca, but Annalise is really starting to sweat. Like, I have never seen her so nervous. Have you guys? Thumbs up if you think she's kind of freaking out this season because all of the crap that she's done to other people is coming back to haunt her. Like, karma is seriously real, even in a TV show. So, Asher ends up coming to Annalise and confronting her on his own, and then here's where all the lies just continue, and Annalise is like, look, Bonnie's telling the truth. Sam was trying to rape her. You know, it was total self-defense. She didn't know what to do. She had to kill him. And he's like, well, then why didn't you just tell, you know, a judge or tell a jury that, like, this is self-defense? And she's like, you don't understand because you're not a woman, and this was just attempted rape. He didn't actually rape her, and it just wouldn't have worked, and Bonnie would have gone away for it. Of course, all of this is a big, huge lie. But, you know, they just keep on coming. So, speaking of lies, Bonnie tells Asher more lies because she's saying that, you know what, Frank helped us carry out the body, so it was like Frank and her and Annalise were in on this about killing Sam, which we know that's not true, but whatever. He's buying all of that. He's like, oh, thank you for telling me the truth. She's like, the other Keating four don't know about this. Oh my gosh. I'm just sitting here rolling my eyes the whole time because everyone's such a liar and it makes me feel terrible inside. And she's like, I have real feelings for you. At first you were just my alibi, but you know, she ends up telling him she loves him by the end of the episode, which I do think she has feelings for him. What do you guys think about that? But I don't know. She's kind of a terrible person. But the thing is, we don't know her true motives. Maybe we do by the end of this episode. I want to talk to you guys about that, about what happens at the very end here in just a little bit. But I still feel like Annalise has helped her a ton in her life, and she feels like she owes everything to Annalise, and Bonnie is just a super, super, super sad and broken person when you really break it all down. So Frank knows everything, as usual. He finds out that Wes has been talking to Levi, who is Rebecca's supposed foster brother, eggs 911 as well, I guess. I don't know. I think this guy is shady AF. But anyway, he's like going to be totally after this Levi guy now because he knows this is just trouble. He lets Annalise know about it. He lets Annalise know that Michaela is dating him, but Michaela doesn't know that he is Rebecca's foster brother. Guys, I really have to think really hard when I'm watching this show because there's just so much stuff going on, and if you don't pay like the closest of attention, you're going to miss something. Thumbs up if you agree, you know? So Michaela makes this huge discovery when she's trying to work on the case of our brother and sister accused of murdering and torturing their parents. And she finds out that the police dash cam has recorded that crazy aunt, you know, who ended up dead. She's basically saying all these terrible racist things about the brother and the sister and how, like, this family should have never adopted them, and they obviously did it. But she says she doesn't remember, like, she didn't hear anything, okay, the day of the murders. But she had testified later on that she knew that it was them because she heard them So something's not right here. But the biggest question I think we need to worry about is, why are police covering this up? Why did they cover up this dash cam video? What do you guys think about that? I want you to answer that below, because that is our biggest clue here. All right? And this is so confusing, and I'm really on the fence about who actually killed those parents. Who do you think killed those parents? Because this one is super, super tricky in my opinion. So Asher finds out his douchebag dad was basically just trying to help himself because he needed to get out of a little bit of trouble. He never really wanted to help Asher with this whole Trotter Lake thing, which we really don't know all the details of this Trotter Lake thing, but he was probably involved somehow in some girl's murder a few years ago. I don't know, like when he was younger. I don't know. If they've exposed all the details of that, let me in on it, because I don't remember them going over all the details. But anyway, so the thing that they want to do with this dash cam video is show it to the judge, and then they want to throw out the testimony of the aunt that she made after after the police arrived at the scene, and where she was like saying, I know that they did it because I heard stuff and I saw them and all this stuff in the house. But the judge is not buying it. You know, they play this dash cam video for her, but the problem she has with it, she's like, I don't know how you, speaking to Annalise, got this video. This seems shady to me. Okay, so it was shady. The judge is exactly right, because Connor's boyfriend, Ollie, hacked into the police department and stole this video. So she's exactly right, but that really screws Annalise in her case, because it totally still looks like, you know, with that aunt being murdered, it looks like the brother and sister are still uber guilty in all of this. So, Wes and Levi go to confront this friend of Frank's named Bruno, who works in the cemetery. They're trying to figure out, like, did he dump Rebecca's body there, or what's up with that? And he's like, no, I don't know what you guys are talking about, but all right. So Levi pulls a gun on this guy. Like I told you guys, he's uber shady. Something's wrong here. Something is not right with this guy. There's more to this guy. I'm just going to tell you right now, there's more to it than we know. There's something not right with him, especially since he keeps wanting to, you know, be in contact with Michaela when he knows that that is not right. So, but let's talk about what happens here. So this guy, Bruno, he's like, look, the only thing Frank told me to do, something about, he wanted to borrow his storage unit, okay? So this is a whole setup. We don't find that out to the end of the episode, but it was a whole setup, because basically, this is not even true. Oh, he probably did dump her body in the cemetery. We don't really know. We'll find out by the end of the season. But Frank wanted to set this up because he knew Levi would come sniffing around. Levi and Wes would come sniffing around to talk to Bruno. So they plant a suitcase full of money inside that storage unit. We'll get to that a little bit later. But Frank is such a mastermind. You got to respect him a little bit, even though he's a conniving mastermind and a criminal. He is a mastermind. So, here's the thing. All the Keating 4, we're talking about the Keating 4 minus Asher, they're starting to freak out because they've seen Asher freaking out. And they're like, okay, what is going on? Why do we not know what is going on with him and why he's freaking out? And Annalise finally is like, look, you guys have no idea how lucky you are, how great I am, because he was going to expose everyone. And so Bonnie had to take the fall and cover for you because we're all so wonderful and we love to protect you. And Bonnie lied and said that she killed Sam. Now, this is what I have a problem with, because, you know, Annalise has drug all these people into this and they're all like terribly guilty and could really all face jail time for the various things that they've done. But she always wants to appear like the savior, like, look, I've saved you all, you should be so grateful, when really they just need to get away from her. But of course, like in the last episode, Connor is terrified to get away from her because she probably would have them killed or something. I don't know. I mean, it's just a lot. So, let's see where we should go next. Oh yes, so things start really heating up near the end of this episode because Michaela and the other Keating 3? Okay, Michaela, Connor, and Laurel actually catch Wes together with Levi, and they're like, oh my gosh, how do you know each other? What is up with that? And then Wes has to confess that Levi is Eggs 911, aka Rebecca's foster brother, and Michaela flips out, obviously, because she realizes at this point she has been used by him, and she is furious. But then Wes is like, hold on. Frank and Annalise, they killed Rebecca, and, you know, we're trying to figure this out. We can prove it to you. Let's go out to the storage facility. But before they can do that, the police come and arrest Levi, who has all this meth in his trunk, which obviously it really isn't his. Frank planted it there because, like I said, Frank is a mastermind, a conniving mastermind, so he goes off to jail, and of course he's furious. Probably not good, because when he gets out, something bad is probably going to happen. So Wes drags those 3 people out to this storage facility. He's like, I know her body's in here. They see that suitcase. They open it up. It's a bunch of money. They all hate Wes at this point. They think he's insane. They think he's, you know, crazed about Rebecca, and then he's just trying to assume that Frank and Annalise are murderers and terrible people, and they don't believe it. But guys, I'm exhausted by all the different things that's going on, all the different deceitful things that are going on. Annalise goes to meet with Nate. She's like, look, I know that you've been meeting with Wes and I can't take this anymore and I just want us to be truthful with each other. And he was like, well, I know you probably killed your husband. She's like, oh my gosh, no, I'm not a murderer. And so she's just like, can we start over, basically? She's like, I'm done with all of this. And then after she's like, you know, I want to be honest with you, she's like, look, Bonnie killed Sam. He was trying to rape her. Seriously, I mean, come on. This has to mean to me she tries to protect Wes so hard that he has to be more than just a student to her. And I'm thinking, as I've thought since season 1, that he is actually her biological son. And I know a lot of you think that too, but why is she going to all these great lengths to protect him? You know, it's got to be something. So, you know what? They all thought they could just manipulate Asher and that he would just go away and things would be fine. But he goes to Bonnie and he's like, I gotta turn you in because this is just not right. You're being manipulated by Annalise and I don't feel right until we can stop this cycle of crazy, which is really probably a good thing, you know, on his part. Come on, he's like the only sane person really in this episode. As silly as he normally is, he had a very sane episode where he just seemed like he had it like all together. Bonnie's freaking out at this point. Like I said before, the actress who plays Bonnie, amazing. She puts on this amazing performance by calling Annalise and she's like bawling and it's so believable. This woman, I swear to you, she needs an award. She's like crying and she's like, I've screwed up. Please, I'm terrible. I'm awful. I don't know what to do, blah, blah, blah. Of course, Annalise always finds a way to solve every single problem. Will that ever stop? Probably when this series decides it's going to end, but she shows up at Asher's. We're at the very end of this episode now, and she has something to show him. It's a video of a little girl being molested by her father, and she says this is Bonnie, and basically she says that it kind of explains why she needed to kill a man who tried to rape her, which none of that ever happened, but he breaks down and cries because he understands now and he feels bad. But the worst part about all of it is that it's all a lie, and to be completely honest with you, I don't even know if that's a true story. Do you guys know? Do you think her dad really did stuff to her? But I have a super, super, super big problem with this scene because let's be completely real here. I believe the actress who plays Bonnie is in her 40s, and I don't think that type of filming capability was around back then. It might have been. It seemed like really clear video, and I don't think it's possible. So I think it's not true. And it shouldn't even make sense to Asher, but maybe they're trying to make it make sense. But anyway, beside the point. So we go back, as we always do. At the end of this episode, we flash forward, and we see Asher and Bonnie leaving the scene. Bonnie says she needs to go to the bathroom. When she goes into the bathroom, opens up her coat, she's completely covered in blood. Did she kill the prosecuting attorney? What is her role in that? I could definitely see that happening. She would do anything for Annalise. I think we all know that. And this woman is causing serious problems for Annalise, to be honest. But she goes back to get Asher and he's gone. And we see him at the police department saying he has something to report. Do I really think he's going to screw it up for everyone? No, because they always find a way out of everything. Annalise always finds her way out of everything. But I don't know. There's some big things we need to answer here. What is up with Levi? What is his backstory? What is his real... Is he even really connected to Rebecca in that way? Who killed the parents of this bro-sister duo that we've known about since the start of this season? Who's going to kill that prosecuting attorney? And who is going to severely injure Annalise? What do you guys think? I think it's tough to say at this point. I really do. It looks like Bonnie might be involved, but you know how this show goes. It's going to be the people who we don't really suspect. They're going to be the ones who have a huge role in this. And what's Nate's role in all of this? You know, all of this stuff with Annalise being injured and this prosecuting attorney being dead. What is up with all that? So I would love to hear what you think down below, because I love reading your theories and I reply to all of your comments. And thank you so much for watching this episode of Kellie TV, and I'll see you next time.
I know when that hotline bling, that can only mean one thing. Ever since I left the city.